Welcome back to another episode of Technology for Independence with Christopher Cooley. Today, Christopher is going to be talking about an exciting program in Scioto County that helps those individuals with developmental disabilities. So stay tuned. Welcome back to another episode of Technology for Independence with Christopher Cooley. Today, Christopher is going to be talking with Elizabeth Porter about an exciting program in Scioto County. Chris is a Ohio Tech ambassador who enjoys speaking with individuals throughout the state of Ohio on how technology helps individuals. Chris, always a pleasure talking with you.
Always a pleasure to be here, Patrick. Technology and remote support is a big tool in our community nowadays in helping them be independent, helping them be able to get out in their communities and do wonderful things and show their ability. And I wanted to bring in Elizabeth to talk about the program here in Scioto County. How do you guys work with individuals with disabilities? What do you do? What does Scioto Star stand for, and is this important? Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Elizabeth Porter. I am the program manager at Star Inc. Adult Services in Portsmouth in Scioto County. I've worked for Star for going on 13 years now in a couple different roles. Here at Star, we are mainly an adult day program. We provide adult day services, transportation services, individual employment support services, as well as employment services. We have several different community outreach groups that go out in the community and volunteer, or go out and just experience and become a member of the community. We also offer several different activities that individuals can do through the day, as well as groups and clubs that individuals can join and attend.
I know you brought a video for us to see.
I did. I would like to show you our video. It's also on our website at sciotostar.org.
Star Inc. is a place for people with disabilities to come and explore their interests and make new friends. Here at Star, we offer a variety of person-centered activities within our 6 different activity areas, including music, woodworking, art, the Learning Center, sensory, and rec leisure. We also pride ourselves on our community relationships by offering 1 to 3 outings every day.
Star Inc. boasts an award-winning arts and crafts program. The Learning Center, where individuals work on advancing essential life skills. Woodworking, where items made are teaching the advanced skills of power tool use, sanding, painting, and assembly. Rec Leisure is a place to let your hair down and have some fun, yelling bingo, playing video games, watching movies, and just relaxing.
When you're in an organization like this, say like the Impact Team through Star Inc., and you work closely together and they go out and to do all these wonderful things in our community, because they're just giving back. And then they realize the greatness of that. And I think it makes an impact on our community, them being out and taking care of all the things they do, volunteering to make our community and our county a better place. And I think they do that.
Star Inc. provides vocational opportunities through its vocation station. Star Transportation offers convenient door-to-door bus service for our individuals with our modern fleet of handicap-accessible shuttle buses. These shuttles not only run regular, scheduled routes in the morning and evening, but transport our individuals to outings throughout the community.
We go on outings several times a week. We go to Shawnee State University. We exercise and we go swimming, do music outings at various nursing homes, go to Salvation Army several times a week, and during Christmas, we ring bells almost every single day.
The transportation, the shuttle service is, it's pretty amazing actually, because I'm a little overprotective of Daniel, and for him to be out in the community without me is a big deal. When I'm working and having things to do today, I can't leave and and take him places. So knowing he's got all of these opportunities throughout his week to go do the things he loves, my gosh, it just doesn't get any better than that, you know.
Like we're all one big family. I love everything I do. I love coming to work.
The individuals at Star really brighten your day. You could be having a subpar day and come in and see their smiles, and it just brightens your spirits. We're just a big family here and willing to help each other become as successful as possible.
All these people have the patience that all of our guys need, and give them the time that they need and make them feel important and that they belong, because they do.
Star Inc. We make the difference.
I see a lot of you guys out and about into the community, volunteering, helping, feeding the needy, and doing those great things. And when I see the smiles in those pictures and seeing the excitement that these individuals have, just getting out there, being part of the community and showing the community what ability looks like. So tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone obviously has the right to be a member of their community. Everyone enjoys being out in their community. Some people just need a little more assistance to get out and be able to do that. And we're really proud to offer that through our 3 different outreach groups. We provide all the coordination, the scheduling, and the transportation to and from to get people to be fully integrated in the community. We offer anywhere from 1 to 6 outings every day during our programming. We also offer after hours outings and opportunities to go out on the weekends as well. Our main groups, there's three groups. Our impact group is the group that you were mentioning as far as our volunteer experiences that we have in giving back to the community. They're a group of individuals that love to give back. We clean up local parks. We shop for and fill up the local blessing boxes around town. We walk the dogs at the dog parks, pass out food to kids during the summer through the Stephen Hunter Hope Fund. And we also ring the bells for Salvation Army around Christmas time to raise funds for people around the community. Another group that we have is the Community Connections group. They're more like our food, fun, and shopping group. They're going to fairs and festivals, aquariums, going shopping, going to bakeries, things like that. And then we have a RISE group that is a compilation of different clubs and groups that people can join. We have a diners club that goes out to eat and learns how restaurants work and kitchens work if they're interested in getting a job in food service. We have a bowling group. We participate in Special Olympics and have a basketball team and cheerleaders. We have a library club. We have a gardening club, a science club. So tons of different clubs and groups that people can join and find friends and people that have the same interests of them and build those friendships and connections.
So when you're out and about and doing all these fun things and allowing the individuals to be part of the community, I think is awesome. Do they use any technology to help communicate, help to figure out what's happening and what's going on around them?
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as in the building goes, we offer a lot of tech supports. We're also expanding our tech supports, which is very exciting. We have several individuals that have communication devices that staff are trained on and help, whether they're out and about. And, our staff may be able to better understand somebody because, they build that rapport and relationship. But when they're out at a restaurant, the waitress might have a hard time understanding what they're trying to order or what they want. So we have speech devices, or some people just have apps on their phone that we can assist with. We also take iPads if needed to assist that way or to help with community integration barriers that we need. If there's downtime or someone needs, that distraction during the car ride or something like that. So we definitely utilize the mobile technology with iPads. As far as in the building, we're pretty proud of what we offer so far. New things are constantly coming out and we're excited to dabble in those. But our learning center area that we have is where our computers and most of our iPads are located that folks are able to access. So accessibility is an issue. So we make sure that folks are able to use the internet and get on computers and iPads while they're here. We have like the noise canceling headphones if needed. We have the very large print, large button keyboards to help with, the fine motor as far as that goes. We have several individuals that love to play video games, and we're very excited that we were able to get an adaptive Xbox controller from Microsoft. It's a really cool pad with big round buttons that you can use your whole hand to press and maneuver for those that don't have the fine motor dexterity. So that's a pretty cool option that has opened the doors for some people to do some new activities. We have large flat screen TVs to help with visual struggles with being able to have a very large screen. We also have Rokus on all of our TVs where folks can speak into the remote. If there's a certain video or song or movie or something they want to pull up and aren't necessarily able to type it out or spell it, they can speak into the remote on the little speaker on the remote. So that's pretty cool. We also utilize a lot of digital picture frames around the building so folks can see what's going on. You don't know what you don't know. So if we say we're going to a new restaurant or you've never been to the zoo or know what to expect, we real-time post pictures of our outings and groups and activities on screens in the hallway so people can go and look at those and spark some conversation, spark some new interest. And it's really fun. They get excited when they can see their pictures on the screen as well.
It's really exciting. Being July, being Disability Pride Month, and getting a lot of the events going and getting out there and being part of the community and making new friends and helping each other learn, individuals without disability, learn about our disabilities and how we can adapt to our community with different technology in the world now. And it's just amazing of how time has came so far to just allow us to have that freedom and that independence. Because if you think about it, before the Americans with Disabilities Act was created and became law, those individuals didn't have that freedom. They didn't have the things that we have now and the independence we have. They were locked up, they were put away, they were disowned. Today, society, with the Americans with Disabilities Act, we have the power now to be able to get out there and do all that. It makes me so happy to see groups and organizations creating things for the individuals and helping them get out there, helping them make those friends. And just like I was talking to someone the other day about how it can be isolated for a lot of individuals that with disabilities. Come out and make friends with them. Be friends with them. Help them be able to get out and do things. Being isolated is not a good thing. And a lot of individuals with disabilities tend to be isolated. But with programs like yours, really help brighten the horizon and be able to give them that opportunity.
Absolutely. We always stress, you have a choice and you have a voice. Staff aren't here to tell you what to do, make decisions for you. We're here to assist you and answer your questions and help guide you if you need it, help with any barriers or personal care or transportation and things that you need. But ultimately, it's your choice and your voice. One program that we have is called the Star Voices program, and that is typically the last Thursday of every month. Anyone who wants to get together meets in our multipurpose room and discusses the calendar, upcoming events, past events, what they liked, what they didn't like, what could have been better, anything they'd like to see on the upcoming calendars that they'd like to go to. And that's how a lot of the evening and weekend outings started. Is sure, they have transportation during star hours, but sometimes they struggle with transportation and accessibility on the weekends. Well, we wanted to try to close some of that gap, especially with HPC providers being so hard to obtain sometimes. So, in the Star Voices meeting, one wanted to go to Monster Jam, someone wanted to go to an Ohio State game. So those are all things that we collaborate together and get put on calendars and help make the accommodations to get people there. Because like I said, it's everyone, they have a choice and they have a voice, and we are just here to help them exercise that.
So what is your website? If somebody wants to volunteer and be able to come and be a friend to your individual, how would they be able to do that?
So our website is sciotastar.org, and we're also on Facebook. Our Facebook name is Star Inc. Adult Services. We welcome volunteers. We love when people want to come in and see the building. They want to get involved in outings and activities. We welcome it. We actually partner with the local university, Shawnee State, and with a local high school, Notre Dame High School, and have student volunteers in here all through the year. And we love to have people come for service hours, but you're welcome to get on the website and contact us through there. You can send us a message on our Facebook page, or you can email me at elizabeth.porter@sciotastar.org.
That is awesome. When you said talking about the high school, it's awesome to have those kids to come and learn about the individuals with disabilities and how to commute and communicate and just be a friend with them, because in their workplace they may end up getting somebody coming in and needing help, and they have the experience behind them to be able to help that individual. My first job was at the Arby's in Westerville, Ohio, and at being legally deaf and legally blind, I knew ASL. And in that community, a lot of the deaf community came to that restaurant. And a lot of the managers were like, hey, it's awesome to have you on our team because you're going to be great in helping communicate. And so therefore I was able to help and also teach the management sign language also at the same time. And it's amazing. So what if other schools, high schools, want to bring their individuals to come and help and just be a friend, or maybe sit around and talk and have story time, or whatever it may be?
Yeah, we would love that. We would love to visit local schools, have schools come in here. We love to get our information out there. That's something, like you said, that no matter what job you do or where you are in life, you're going to encounter folks with disabilities, and it's important to feel comfortable and to fully integrate people. Everyone deserves friends. Everyone deserves a happy life. And in order to do that, you need to have the experience and the exposure and feel comfortable. And that's something that I truly love about our volunteer programs, because everybody has the opportunity, to ask questions, to learn, to get comfortable, to maybe experience that, hey, this is a field I might want to go in, which is what happened with me. I first became familiar with STAR in 2007 as a senior volunteer from Notre Dame High School. I had no idea what STAR was. And then I went to college. I went to Ohio State and studied human development, and ended up moving back and getting a job at STAR.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you guys have like art or woodwork classes?
Yes. So during the ADS hours, if somebody is not out on an outing, they have the choices for how they want their day to look while they're in the building. And we have 6 different activity areas around the building. We have art and woodworking, a learning center, sensory, rec, art and music. I think I said art twice, but a lot of different activities to do in different clubs and classes. We also do sign language class, cooking class, hygiene class, and bring members of our community in. The library comes and sets up and visits and does activities with us. The Ohio State Endeavor Center comes and does nutrition class with us. So as much as we try to get out in the community, we try to bring people in too. That's part of, in my opinion, just being a member of the community versus being fully integrated in the community is what relationships you can make. Who's going to know you and recognize you and notice if you're not there, building those true relationships in the community. And that happens both with people coming into STAR and us going out of STAR.
Is there a cost to your services?
There is not an out-of-pocket cost for individuals. We are funded through local tax dollars through the county board. And then we are also funded through waiver dollars through the state.
Tell us how long your program has been going on.
The program has been around for many years. It actually started in 1972. The program looks a lot different than it did back then. We did privatize from the county board in July of 2018 and became our own standalone nonprofit. So we do not get tax money personally, to us anymore. We are funded through the county board, through waivers and local funds that way.
And I know that you have helped a great many people would you like to share some success stories or individuals that the program has really helped?
Yeah, one thing that actually comes to mind, and it goes back to learning things you didn't know, getting out in the community and making connections, is we had an individual who lost her job post-COVID in the food service industry, really wanted to get back to work. Was having really no luck in the job search process, but decided to go on a bakery outing with us one day. She goes to the local bakery to buy some donuts and sweet treats, and it has since turned into a job. So after going there and buying donuts and talking to the employees there, those employees have now become her coworkers, and she works there now 3 days a week.
If somebody wanted to come and teach a cooking class or a baking class, or maybe art, whatever it may be, music, how would they go about coming and getting in and helping teach a class?
First of all, we would love that. So if anyone is interested in that or knows anybody who is interested in that, please call us. Our phone number is 740-353-7945, or you could also email me. We do have some people come in, like the library comes in and does arts and crafts. We have nutrition class that comes, but we would love a more structured class. If people want to come in and teach cooking or art or a musical instrument lesson or, sports games or anything like that, we would love to have anybody that would want to come.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of gamers out there that love to have people to play Fortnite with and all that kind of stuff with. I'm not a gamer, but if these younger kids and younger adults would like to come, if that's something that you guys would like to have.
Absolutely. We are always welcoming volunteers and would love to have them.
Awesome. What if a individual that has a restaurant or a cafe somewhere and they want to bring the individuals out to their kitchen and just do a night like wine and arts or maybe some kind of a craft show at their cafe and then and learn how to make coffee or cappuccinos and stuff like that. Is that something that you guys would love to do?
We would love that. We would add that to our calendar. So again, they could call Star or email, and we could put them in contact with our 3 staff that plan our community outreach outings. We'll figure out which one it falls better under and direct them to that staff. We would love to put something like that on our calendar. We have had some local restaurants reach out and allow us to do tours of their kitchen. One local restaurant has been a great support for us and even let us come in on a day they were closed and gave us the tour of the kitchen and let everybody learn how to make their own pizza. So we would love to do that kind of thing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you have anything coming up that's pretty awesome for the end of this month?
We do. We actually have our end of summer party coming up on August 15th. We're going to be doing a really big water day. The individuals picked what staff they wanted to dunk in a dunk booth. And we're going to do pie in the face and tons of water activities and a super fun end of summer party in the middle of August.
Do you guys have an area where that you do the art and craft and have them for sale? I know that there is a few like Creative Foundation in Delaware, Ohio. They have their individuals, do a lot of artwork and they go out and sell them and be able to support the organization. Do you guys have anything like that?
So we don't anymore. We no longer sell the projects that individuals make, but they're able to make whatever they want and take it home. And if they choose to sell it on their own or gift it, that's up to them. But we do allow the resources and the assistance to make and create whatever they would want in the art and woodworking areas.
That's awesome. Do you do any online activities for individuals that may not be able to get into your workshop?
We do not do virtual services in that sense, but we do communicate with our individuals a lot. through virtual ways as far as sharing the calendars or giving them information about upcoming outings or things like that. But we do not do virtual services.
Do you only serve Scioto County?
Our services are located in Scioto County. As long as you are a resident of Ohio, you are able to get services at STAR.
How about some words of wisdom you'd like to share to the viewing audience?
I think I've said it a few times on here. Folks with developmental disabilities are really no different than you or I. They have the same rights as you and I. They deserve the right to make friends, go in the community, have fun, have a voice, have their own choice. And we just need to be, able and willing to help facilitate that. There's nothing to be nervous about or scared about, or, we're here, we're all brothers and sisters. Let's help each other. Let's be nice to each other and be kind.
Hey, we're talking with Chris Cooley. Chris Cooley is the Ohio Tech ambassador, in which he has a weekly show, Technology for Independence. And today he's been talking with Elizabeth Porter, who's with Scioto STAR Incorporated, a program that benefits many individuals in the developmental disabilities in Scioto County. Elizabeth, Chris, thank you.
Thank you for having me.